You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I'm not a teacher, baby,
Hey, I can teach you something.
I'm not a preacher, but we can pray if you
Yo.
wanna. Ain't a doctor, but
I could see Miss Phaedra Parks just jamming out. Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 5, No Excuses for Excuses.
Oh.
Or it should have been called, like, Double Date or something like that, because the double date, the couples was a theme of the show.
No, it should have been called Kim, the tribe have spoken.
Pregnancy problems.
Get your ass on out.
Get your weave out of here.
You little monkey with a wig.
I am DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio with my two co-hosts, Corrinne Williams. What up, girl?
What a do, boo.
I like a little top we got going on here.
Thanks,
It's looking
you
very
know.
American Apparel.
Holler.
Very LA.
Very H&M,
I wanted
though.
you to do like the little shoulder
Okay.
shrug to the song
Oh.
we were listening to,
Give
I have
credit
which
to
was
do that.
Beyonce's School in Life.
Have to do that.
We was jamming to it before, so I wanted to share it with you guys. And Sir Mykee Wattz.
Hello, hello. What it do?
Don't
What's
mind
up?
his
Stop.
sinuses.
poppin'?
He's sick.
Popping.
I'm a little sick.
Just wanted to
A
put it
little
out there.
A little bit.
And running the
Okay.
steamship is Marissa. What up? Okay, so this
Hello.
episode I felt better than last week's. I enjoyed this episode.
It was cool.
Agreed. How do you feel?
It was alright.
You were just content with next
I-
week is gonna be.
Yeah, next week, pound turn up. Turn up.
I believe next. Oh, well, I'll save that for predictions. Never mind.
All right. Well, let's start with the two the two baby mamas, or baby mama to be, Porsha and Kim. Let's talk about Kim. She had a pizza with her daughters. And it's so interesting how now everything turns to, yeah, I like the townhouse better.
Yes.
Oh, it's just so much positive energy. Oh, I'm so glad we got out of there. When before it was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're getting out. And what did you take about that whole, and Kim saying no more babies after this one?
And then how Brielle calls her out, or was it the other one? Ariana calls her out. It's like, Mom, that's what you said last time. And you got pregnant after the placenta rolled out.
She basically said Kim doesn't know what contraception is.
Basically.
Yeah. Like,
Brielle was like, God made this thing called birth control, so use it.
God made birth control.
So mad that her
called
16-year-old daughter has
abstinence.
to tell her.
Hello?
That's kind of, backwards teaching, I guess.
A little bit. Well, her mother said, Kim's mom said that she was not a good role model. Or was it her dad? Anyway,
was
somebody in the
both.
family said that.
I think we could agree with that.
Oh.
I like the little Kim and Sweetie unpacking little thing that they did real quick.
What did they do?
Unpack.
Not a damn
Except,
thing.
no.
And step in dog shit.
They didn't unpack. What Kim did was stood over Sweetie as Sweetie dragged the cardboard box.
I need to get pregnant because I need to be able to just come up with excuses like, oh, the stress of looking at all these boxes is just, I gotta go take a nap.
It's easy. It's called acting.
All this paperwork.
I'm so
I
stressed
can't.
out.
They'll be like, you just got into work 5 minutes ago. I cannot with the paperwork. It's stressing me out. I need to take a nap.
Oh,
Like,
Lord, I can't.
I just miss the old days of Kim's chain smoking, wine drinking.
Oh, I miss a nicotined up Kim.
Oh, it was just.
Pre-plastic surgery or post?
I think she had
'Cause
plastic
you know.
surgery
Because for season 1, the aesthetic of her face looked completely different
That's
It did.
than how it is
But
now.
she still had the fake breasts.
I never judged her
did.
on that. I just liked her personality.
No,
from
I get
season
into
1,
plastic
2, 3.
surgery.
Oh, I'm into it.
I
would
liked
get some.
her personality. Season 1 was like, I'm gonna be a country singer. You wanna hear my new song? This is my new song. And like it was amazing. And then NeNe would be like, "This girl don't know how to sing."
What
and,
would
like,
be amazing?
Her singing. Like
Oh.
she thought her singing was amazing. Did she literally?
Wait, I thought this was you felt.
Oh no.
I thought that's
I
how
don't
you
think she can sing worth a damn.
Oh, right. Because
I love when she thought she could.
can we cut this?
Well, I think right. I think that
start
Kim
over.
still.
I don't think she.
Jesse's a mess. Anyways.
You don't think Kim?
Well, Kim knows she can't sing, but I mean that's beside the
I
point.
don't think she believes. I think she believes she can sing. She
Any-
can sing.
Your party is over.
Yeah. you bitch, you
Mykee-
ain't even tardy for the party, but you just
Right.
didn't even go.
Just don't show up. Like, bye.
What did you guys think of Porsha this week? We saw her at her OBGYN. And she wants to have twins. So she doesn't want 5 pregnancies because she wants to have 5 kids, but she doesn't want to have 5 pregnancies because she don't want to ruin this body.
Boom.
So she says, let's, knock it out the ballpark and have twins.
Yeah.
Now, she's also the one that I believe a couple weeks ago or last week, she was talking about, like, if you have sex on the birth of the moon and, like, you know what I mean? Like,
The Chinese
psychological and all
calendar.
that stuff.
She was just bringing in a whole bunch of
The
crazy.
bitch is crazy.
She
said they're
still
special
like her.
yams.
If you eat cactus upside down on the
Catfish.
3rd Saturday of the month, you good.
What kind of
Like, you're
special
going to have a
yams are
girl.
these?
She said they came from an African tribe.
An African tribe.
Holler. Remember? That's what she said to her hubby.
Get your
Cordell.
life.
I don't know. I like Porsha. But
like her.
Those yams, that situation, I was like, girl, bye.
I like her
Girl.
because she
Ugh.
comes off as. Now, I don't love her, and I can't love her yet because we haven't seen enough of her, but I like her because
Hi, Porsha.
she says those little. She says those little, like, quirky things, like when she sat with Cynthia and Miss NeNe. First of all,
She does secret readings.
a secret
she
reading.
embeds her readings within her.
Oh, she
her
did,
little-
because when she was
yes.
like, I mean, it was 20 years later, talking about
Kenya. Yeah.
No,
I didn't
that
know what
was
you were
classic.
talking about. I was like, what?
That was
Yeah.
a light.
No,
That was
she
the-
read her.
That was a light read.
That was like a braille read.
I like that. And here.
You had to feel for that.
Here is
read.
the
Just
message.
throw this in right here.
So she's talking about this pregnancy thing. Cordell makes a comment. Well, I have twins on my family. She had twins on hers, and then he makes the awkward comment of saying, "All the women in my family look like my father."
Look like my daddy. Actually,
well,
I don't think he felt that
Pump your
was
brakes.
awkward.
oh, he
No,
didn't.
he did it.
He was
but
like,
she looked at him like,
my only thing is like when Cordell speaks, and I know like he is like a correspondent for ESPN. I was like, when he talks to Porsha, he sounds like a slave, like from 1862. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, here, girl,
But
Like-
maybe it's just because you're comparing it to
Think-
her voice.
our sweeties.
He's like an old pimp.
Old pimp.
Old
Is
pimp.
that what it is? I don't know. Oh, something. I'm just saying.
But can we just? When did Judge Maybelline get her second chance shot at fame? Because that doctor looked exactly like Judge Maybelline.
No, she
She
didn't.
didn't. She
was
okay.
like,
She did.
what?
Judge Maybelline lost a couple pounds.
George Maybelline has Judge Maybelline, excuse me, has a weave now.
Oh, does she?
Yes,
No, she didn't.
honey, and
Okay.
she says she is looking for love.
She got her 18 inches.
better do it.
girl.
It's like 12.
Swag.
But you know. Anyway, okay.
I ain't gonna try and come for Judge Maybelline.
Nah, it's fine.
So then Porsha invites Cynthia and NeNe to her uncle's or great grandfather's.
Home.
Grandfather's
Grandfather's-
Hosea Williams
that was his house.
home. Yeah.
Because at first I looked at him looking at like, bitch, why don't you got furniture in your house? He's got these empty ass, nice hardwood floors and everything. Just
It must be a monument now. in
Yes.
Atlanta.
Yes.
I was gonna say it looked
It
like my
is.
family's
Right.
house.
Oh, really?
We don't like to put a
No
lot of
furniture in your
my
house?
mother doesn't like to dirty things. So.
Oh, get
Ooh.
your life,
Um,
honey.
So
It's like a cold house.
Portia moves her little
The
chairs,
three chairs.
the awkward sitting
But
chairs.
wait.
You would think there would be like a conference room.
Girl, you couldn't go to the kitchen and like sit around the kitchenette area, and why are you in the living room with no furniture?
See what we have to talk about.
Because it was impromptu. That's why.
That's what it was.
Because they're like, oh, well, Kim's leaving. We need a scene with Porsha.
But why you have a working refrigerator to keep everything cold, but ain't got no furniture?
Well, I
Honey,
mean, we
I
don't
don't
know what was going on in the other rooms. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
Holler. But wait, can we go back to when Porsha and Cordell were in the at the doctor's office, and then in her little time alone with the camera, she said, "Yes, and I want to have 4, or I'm one of 4."
No, she
Y'all
didn't.
didn't see that when she did. I'm one of 4.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I rewound it on my TV. Like, hold on,
She said 4.
4. So what? Yeah, I'm holding up 3 fingers for those who can't see.
I don't.
4. Y'all didn't see that?
I didn't know.
We're gonna
and
go
we're
back
gonna-
and watch
let's
that.
just move on to the
Well,
next
she,
topic.
wait, hang on. Before we move on, she did say some stupid-ish in that moment, right? Isn't that when she said the 265?
No,
No,
we're
No,
gonna get
that's
to that.
what
Okay.
Nene and
So
Cynthia.
she says, you know, I want to take this and I want to raise more money for it. She's like, so I think what we should do is take a branch out of the Hosea Feed the Homeless, and bring it to the sisterhood to raise money.
That's right.
Because it ain't just one day a year we feed them; it's 265 days. A
There
year.
it is.
Yes.
And Miss Nene said,
Hair flip.
"Now, child,
Yes.
I know this bitch did not just say 265 days a year. She sure did."
No, she
Yes.
said, where does this bitch live? Or something like that.
Right.
Where does
What
she live?
fairy
What
tale
planet
world
does
is-
this bitch
That
live
must
on?
have been from her astrology calendar, maybe, right? When she was
In
talking
the-
to Kenya about
in the
having the baby.
circulations of the moon? It's only
Yes,
265.
Exactly.
265.
Then they bring up Kenya, and Miss Cynthia was just waiting for someone else to get under Kenya's skin to just, woo, yes, I hate that bitch too. Because I thought it was interesting, Nene was really quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like throwing some, she used to be like, she'll throw some little jokes, some shade, but she's kind of,
Well,
Cautious.
She ain't finished her glass of Moet yet. That's what it was. She was still
Yes.
full.
But I mean, to her point, Nene said that she hadn't yet had, a good vibe from her or communications.
Right.
She was honest.
Just high and by. So really, what is she supposed to say?
so she, but she says she likes Porsha and likes her energy.
Because she gets a good vibe.
She's-
That was surprising
and
to me.
she's a good judge of character. Because
Character.
normally she doesn't get good vibes.
That was to me surprising.
Why?
Because I think Porsha will eventually turn out like Kim.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
about
think
that.
so.
I think that she's gonna have an argument with Nene, or one of the girls, and it's gonna, besides Kenya, one of the originals, and it's gonna turn out just like Kim. She's gonna be boring, pregnant,
No.
useless.
I don't see
No.
that, but we'll talk about that in predictions.
Portia holds her own though. Like,
You
I
think?
mean, look at the way in which she had that debate with Kenya, or argument, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, she definitely holds her own.
You think? Okay.
Yeah, she ain't going out like that. She from the A.
From the
She got
A.
more flavor than a Kim.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And speaking of holding your own, maybe you can't hold your own. And maybe you don't feel like going out into the winter weather and making purchases in the store. Well, AfterBuzz has the trick for you guys. What we need you guys to do is, if you guys are going to do any online holiday shopping, please help us out here at AfterBuzz. Go to AfterBuzzTV.com and click Amazon. It's right at the top of our website. And make all of your purchases through Amazon through the AfterBuzz page. If you guys do that, they help us keep the lights on. So we need your help at home.
Yes, sir.
Make all your Christmas purchases,
Oh.
Hanukkah, whatever holiday you spend.
Kwanzaa, don't forget Kwanzaa.
I need gifts, please.
Or maybe you don't want to celebrate nothing. Maybe you just want to buy Real Housewives on DVD. Do it through AfterBuzz TV on Amazon. Do they do the DVD sections for this?
I don't know.
There's DVDs.
That'd be cute.
For Atlanta,
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
they're the number one housewife, right?
Yes, honey, get your
The
life.
number one house.
They do. I've seen them.
All right.
see?
See,
Yeah.
Marissa was on
All right,
Amazon.
Thanks, Rissa.
Getting her copies, so you guys do through AfterBuzz TV,
Holler.
Amazon. Okay.
Send me some of those
Um,
special yams, please. I need some.
you,
I need twins.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We'll save that for another AfterBuzz show. Let's talk about the double dates that were going on with this whole situation. First, it was Phaedra Apollo double dating with Kenya and Walter, which we might as well just say it was Kenya and Apollo on a date, leaving Phaedra and Walter to the dust.
Okay, so issues.
What was yours?
First of all, I hated Phaedra's outfit. Those like silvery
Oh,
metallic pants,
God.
and then her lace top. I'm like, Phaedra, you have legit coin.
Are we in 2000?
Why?
The year 2000?
She's dated, right?
dated, very
Like,
dated. The silver pants.
Right.
Ugh.
Then Kenya comes to the go-kart racing track with a dress and stilettos. Issues. Those are
That
my
was your
issues.
issue.
Phaedra, I don't. Phaedra,
Yeah,
this
that's
wasn't
my
a Busta
issues.
Rhymes video circa 1998.
Ooh.
I didn't know what you was trying to do.
He tried.
I didn't get
it.
that whole ensemble. And then Kenya, did she know that they were gonna do?
Bitch, they went to a go-kart place.
That's where they met.
Let's meet at the go-kart.
Yeah,
Why the
But-
hell did she wear that?
exactly. But I did like the fact that she and Walter were matching candy canes because they both had on red and white.
Girl, bye.
Walter did.
That ain't
He
well.
still had that
Then
flat
be
top,
next
though.
to your man when you racing. You don't dress up like him.
But what about how did you guys feel watching the conversation when everyone was
Now, my thing
Being
is, I
introduced.
feel like it was a little edited.
That's what I thought.
a lot edited?
Yeah. But some of the things she said, it was just kind of like describing, like you can be like, oh, you know, you would be a good person because you look fit for the part. Not, I can just see through your shirt the bulging muscle. Like, girl,
You're
you
so
are doing. Do you? What do you? Do
Now,
you need
you know-
a water? Because you thirsty, girl.
I've been in situations
Looking dried
like
up.
that where you go on a double date and your friend,
Pound dry.
you know, might compliment your date and say, you know, oh, the body is nice or whatever it is. I didn't know if I should take it as being blatantly disrespectful, thirsty, or just complimenting Phaedra like you had a good pick. You have
A
a
and
good
B.
catch.
I did not see that she was complimenting Phaedra in any way. The whole conversation was Kenya to Apollo, and then it started
Well-
started getting business, and it was just like Phaedra could step in,
can't-
like, well, you know, we wanted, yeah,
Well, that's why it's the beauty of editing because we never saw her look directly at Apollo or Phaedra. She was
Very
always
true.
facing this way on the camera. So,
agreed.
you know,
I'm just saying, there she used some adjectives in there that
We're
a
inappropriate.
little too much for the first meeting somebody.
Yeah.
I wish we would have got to see what Walter was saying.
Nothing.
Walter wasn't saying
Like
shit
he
because he was
normally
like,
does.
this bitch done brought me here. Like,
He's like, I don't even want to be here.
he's like,
I
I just want my sad
I
card.
have a flat top appointment tonight at 3:15. No, I just like low key Kenya, and I'm a fan. That was shady. Like it was pound disrespectful to hit, and you could see like editing or not, she definitely was hitting on or flirting with Apollo in front of Phaedra's
And
face.
here's something else, and I don't know, because, I mean, I'm going off of the girls that I know.
Yeah.
But, so, remember we were kind of seeing, she was acting, like, really just loud and crazy,
Yeah.
and she's just, like, walking
Right.
down, like, y'all ready?
She's being
Like,
extra.
she might as well have been,
Being
like,
extra.
with the flags, like, ready, set, go.
I think I know where you're going though.
So, I feel like she was doing that. Like, obviously, we know Walter is not attracted to that type of situation.
To get
He-
Apollo's attention.
Right. I felt that's what she was doing
I
when
felt
she was
that
like
too.
showing out like that and racing to the front.
Now, come
and
on now.
Racing with Apollo. It's kind of like I'm youthful. Phaedra's up at, you know what I mean? Like it's competition in that.
Have we
way.
all been in that situation though, where like
Yeah.
you like somebody or you think somebody's attractive, so you act extra?
Yeah.
you're
When
over
I
it.
but
was
not
like
when they have-
20.
Right. Well, I'm still.
Or no,
I'm still.
2-0.
I'm still 20 here.
Oh.
you are not 20. Do not lie to the fans at home.
I'm just saying, like,
But no,
she's
if
just
they had
out
a
of control.
boyfriend or somebody like that.
Yeah,
You ever
no.
tried to steal someone's man like that?
No,
I was gonna be like, 'cause
Yeah,
bro-
but
not in this lifetime. Nope.
I've tried to do that.
Oh,
like,
the
my
shade.
friend
but
brings a date.
in Portia's lifetime, I have though. Them
Shut up.
265 days of the year.
I don't know.
I feel like we've all been there though. Like your friend brings a date that's attractive, and you're just like you act over the top because you want the date to see you, and not your friend. Nobody's ever done that? Am I the
No.
only one
Well,
here that's
maybe-
ever
No, I'm
done
sure
that? I
I-
highly doubt that.
I'm
Well-
sure there are fans at home that have gone through that.
They know what I'm
however-
talking
that hasn't happened to me because thank God my friends and I have completely different tastes. So I never look at that man and be like, oh, girl. I'll be
And
like,
it's just-
I'm glad you got him. It's good for you.
Right, but, but it's just different. Even in that situation, you can compliment Phaedra and be like, all right, Phaedra, a posse Apollo.
Not with that outfit.
Right.
Something like that. No, I'm not
Right.
saying to compliment her. I'm saying about Apollo.
No, I know.
But that's thirsty. That's thirsty. You trying to go after someone's man that you know they, first of all, they
Kenya
married.
is
they-
thirsty. She's not married. She wants that. She doesn't even know what she
no,
wants,
but
actually.
low key, she was seeming like she was trying to hit up on Apollo to see if he would bite. And then you see that when they actually do get in the cars and they're driving them,
He bites.
they start, he
Well,
bites.
actually, I
They
kind of
bond.
feel like it came a little before that. When they were sitting down, Apollo had his glasses on. This is one thing I hate. When
Ooh, I hate when guys do that too. They wear their glasses
no, it wasn't
in an
that.
intimate setting. You trying to talk to somebody with.
Are
these
you talking
big
about
old-
when they have glasses
Okay,
on at a
well-
nightclub? Party's
No,
over.
even just sitting down and they have their glasses on. You're trying to look at somebody and like, can you take off your glasses, please?
But now Phaedra was,
Talking.
Kenya was acting extra, but I kind of felt like Apollo was acting extra. But I couldn't tell if it was because he was trying to be like a man and like show off to Kenya, like, yeah, I'm a man, I'm a businessman, or just trying to sound smart. Because I felt like Phaedra, Phaedra, like, this is his little project that he wants to do. Okay, in other words, I gave him some side money. He's going to do this. I'm in charge of it, but he's going to run it. And so then she kind of let him talk, and he was like, so basically what we want is, he just had this tone on that you don't, like, we're used to seeing Apollo goofy and, like, you know what I mean? I just felt like he was a little too, but I couldn't tell if it was because of business or because he was trying to, like,
Do you ever
man up
notice
kind
that
of thing.
Apollo puts on the big boy pants when another man comes around? Like another strong black man comes around, he always tries to
Where
put
was
on
the strong black man?
Well, I'm talking about Walter. He doesn't know Walter.
Walter could
so
have
it's
been
like,
sitting at the other, like, 4 tables down us. We would have got the same
Well,
situation.
Walter
at that
runs his
table.
own business. I mean,
That's fine.
Walter doesn't come off as a bum. So, like, when another strong black man comes around to the table, he's going to be like, well, yeah, so I wanted to do this video and, like, you know what I mean?
No, I never got that.
No?
What I
kinda
get
got
from
that.
Apollo is this. Silence.
Phaedra, can I speak now?
I don't even get that much. It's just silence. And Phaedra's like, she is the spokesperson. Oh, Apollo is a nutritionist. Apollo is a weavetician, weave technician, a nail tech. Apollo is an architect.
Girl, what you need? Yep, Apollo can take care of that for you. I'm going to send him over tomorrow.
Exactly. Apollo's a carpenter like Jesus. Like, it's everything. Like, so she speaks and he's just like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I does that.
So, yeah, whatever.
So the second double date was Cynthia.
You mean for that one.
That's true.
I'm not mean. This is honest. Like, this is a viewer's this is Corrinne's perspective.
Like, when I see an episode where Phaedra's like Candy goes to Phaedra's house and Phaedra's like, oh, Apollo's at work, then I'll be like, oh, okay.
Right.
But that always there with
No.
the baby, like, hey,
Yeah.
cooking something in the kitchen.
And even if he's not, Phaedra is still in the scenes that we don't see Apollo. Like, she's still the spokesperson for Apollo. Like, she wants the world to know, like, oh, my dude got a
Apollo,
job.
my man.
Apollo's a nutritionist. Like, we don't care. Like, because he's in the kitchen making leftovers. He's a nutritionist
Do
now.
you
Like,
feel that
no.
she needs to do that, knowing
Yes.
his record?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of necessary, right?
No, I don't think she needs to do that. I think in her mind she feels like that and where she is. But as a real person, the more you keep bigging that stuff up to me, the more I'm like, is he really a nutritionist?
I mean, you just think about it because Phaedra is a go-getter. Like, we
Right.
see that in all of her business entities, her education. And, you know, she talks a good game and she walks it as well. So
I'm waiting for her to
think
be past
that
Phaedra.
I think that well, you know, her mother is a pastor. So I think that she probably always envisioned herself with somebody who had as many accolades, if not
Her
more.
mother or father?
Her both parents,
Both
her mother and
parents,
father are preachers. But I think that, you
I
know,
see
she
that.
envisioned herself with somebody
She wants
who
a man that can
is right there.
yeah,
So now she's
right next to her.
helping him, which is fine, get to where she needs him to be. And in the meantime, we're just grooming him in etiquette classes.
Reference Beyonce, upgrade you. That's what she's doing to Apollo.
Oh.
Exactly.
Upgrading.
All right,
She's a diva.
the second
Oh.
we were just gonna do Beyonce title.
Holler.
She's schooling
I'm like,
life.
Beyonce knows.
So the second double date was Cynthia, Peter, NeNe and Gregg. Cynthia and Peter poured out that $200 wine. I don't know why I
How
felt
dare
that was
they.
important.
It was nasty.
Then
Well, they said
NeNe
it was
came
bad.
in, and of course, her first sentence walking in, she, like you said, she has to milk the new normal as much as she can. Ooh, girl, you know this new normal show, Mom.
Shut
No, she
up.
said we are the new normal, me and Greg.
Because Peter
What a cute
asked.
way of putting it.
Peter asked, "So what's going on with y'all?" And she goes, "Oh, honey, child, we just the new normal."
And I said, "Bitch, are you gonna milk that to the day you
She
die?"
sure
'Cause
is.
I would. I ain't mad at
me
Lanitia
too.
Monique Johnson Leaks.
If this
Nene,
is
I
the
ain't
number
mad.
one watched Housewives show,
Yeah.
I want all y'all to watch The New Normal because I
Right.
am a housewife. See what I'm doing.
Holler.
I feel it.
And this is her last season, so she needs to definitely plug
Are
in.
we for certain that it's her last season? Is she stated that, or
I've just
just
been
some-
reading it. But I mean,
I've read it too.
I'm going to do air quotes then. A loose rumor, but
She
I believe
could be
it.
saying it also just so that they'll, fund her more money.
I heard that she got a mill for this season.
A million.
A
Well,
milli.
I heard.
And that's the highest housewife in history.
Yeah, she's the highest paid housewife.
I could definitely see that.
But I mean, because of her personality and her popularity, and
Mhm.
I get in. Nene, I like you.
So
and
they
your
talk about the
veneers.
Anguilla trip, and they
Okay.
want to make it a couple trip.
Yep.
And they move the dates around for Kim and Nene. Kind of look like okay. And then we find out that Peter wants to surprise Cynthia with a vow renewal. I'm tired of them
God,
like.
Peter.
Why? I like that. I feel like we're finally seeing them actually get the concept of like a union.
I do see
Cynthia
that.
and
I do
Peter.
feel that.
And I feel like, they're growing together. And why are you
What,
shaking
you don't
your
feel it?
head?
Peter, Papa Smurf. No.
Pumpkin
I
eater.
love Peter.
I think we're seeing moments of them having this bonding moment, and always in their kitchen for some strange reason. They always
Because
film right there,
food is what the love is.
and over a glass of
Feed
wine.
me,
I think
love you.
we always see those moments, but I really don't. I mean, why aren't we talking about Peter's businesses anymore?
Because he doesn't have them.
Because they're not highlighted. We're not focusing on that this season.
Are you
We're
sure?
focusing
On the love.
on the LOVE.
Well, then that's fake to me because the problem hasn't been solved yet. It's still there. We're just not talking about it anymore. And I still think they still have problems. We're just not focusing on the problems anymore like we did last season
Well,
Look,
then you
and the
could,
season before.
well, that's not fair then, because then you could say that each one of the housewives who are married, Phaedra, that's it. They have problems too.
I know, but at least we see NeNe trying to work her problems out, and she's divorced.
But we didn't always see that.
Exactly.
Last season, Greg was gone half the time.
But we
just
still
had
got a
to
little
s-
taste of the turmoil and
It's the
and
fifth
him.
episode.
I mean,
Exactly.
I
Simmer
don't know.
down, boo. Anyway,
It's something
It's
about this
coming.
season that I feel like there's something they're hiding that we're gonna find out.
I don't feel
the
that
next
way.
few- There's something hidden.
I don't feel that way.
I feel
I'm
that way.
excited.
I feel like
about-
Cynthia's like, you know what? He just ain't a restaurateur. Like, he just can't play making any more of these these bars no more.
But and
It's
she's
something
a good
about Peter I
woman.
can't get over that I
What?
just don't like for
I
Cynthia.
like Peter.
I
I like Peter.
was iffy about him last season, but I'm starting to like him more and more. And
Really?
especially their relationship, I'm starting to feel, like you said, I'm starting to feel the love
You
there.
could see it.
See
I like
why
it.
they are together. I mean, today he talked about we've been together for 2 years. Well, married for 2
Married,
years.
yeah. I enjoy it. And did y'all peep the picture of President Obama and Cynthia together? I said, dang, Cynthia know everybody, huh? She know everybody.
No, I'm just gonna
Everybody.
call
Did you see
Obama.
that? Y'all didn't see
Obama,
it.
I did not.
They
Obama.
ain't
I
see
didn't
it.
peep.
Did
I
you
didn't
guys
peep
see
it, but if you peeped it, hey, if you like it, I love it.
Okay.
There it is.
Don't chicka wow wow. Mykee is on what everybody. He's
Um,
not sick. He's just crazy in the head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So we want to give you guys a shout out at home for always tuning in. You guys had us on the top 10. We need you guys to get us to #1 on iTunes.
Numero
It's
uno.
super easy. All you need to do is download, rate, subscribe, and leave us a comment with your Twitter handle, and we'll give you a shout out
dope.
on iTunes. And we want to give a shout out to Porsha and her brother who actually watched the show. So thank you
Ooh.
guys for supporting
A
us.
little bit awkward, but
fancy.
you know what? How you doing?
Hey, Porsha.
How you
You
doing?
know I
Porsha.
still like you.
Um,
What kind of hair is that? Is that Bella Jean hair? Tweet me.
she looking for her
She's
18.
very
I'm looking for
interested.
18 inches.
She's very interested in weave.
All right. Let's get to this table situation.
Finally. Oh my gosh. That's what I've been waiting for.
Miss
Cynthia.
Miss Cynthia's sitting at the table. Phaedra comes
Yes.
in her always interesting outfits.
With that, Phaedra, why did you
Was
have
it
that
Sunday?
hat on?
Was it Sunday?
I just think it was a random Wednesday. Like,
Because there was no one in the.
nobody was in there. And then you hear Phaedra say, when Candy walks in, like, oh, you got your hat on? She said, oh, honey, I just dressed for brunch.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up.
Yes.
Before we talk about that, can we talk about the Candy and Cynthia? Where did they eat? What's it called?
The Daiquiri Factory.
And now you told me this is like the happening place in Atlanta.
Is it?
This is where the kids
for
go.
the kids.
The
For
kids.
the kids. The kids
Kids
love
go
the
there.
Dak Fact.
And for those of us who don't know what the kids are, what are the kids?
Young adults.
Young fun people.
Young fun people.
Young funners.
So Candy and Cynthia go there, and you can tell that it was a younger crowd. Because usually when the girls go out, the people in the background eating, they don't really look at the camera, except that one girl that realized she wanted to scratch her nose. And she didn't want to make it look like she was picking her nose. But this episode, there was one thirsty ass little boy. He was just turning around like
In the back of Candy.
the waiter comes
sitting
with the
behind
crab cakes. He like,
He wasn't a little boy. First of all, he was a grown ass man, and he was thirsty for the gods because he kept looking at that camera and making sure he looked right. You know how they looking? Are they looking at me? Just,
Well, you
ooh,
need-
girl, he posted on Facebook too, like, I was featured on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Check me out.
just wrapped up shooting.
Sure.
What a long, stressful day.
I'm not judging because I'm that girl too. So hey.
Did anybody pick
No
up
tea,
on?
no
I'm gonna have to
shade.
go back to see if I see any Corrinne
no
like
tea,
popping
no-
her
you
head up in
might,
LA
like,
basketball wise.
Low-key, you really
back
might. I'm that girl. Like, oh, hey.
She in there doing it, doing her hair. She ain't got her weave in yet too. She's still out.
Right. I'm practicing my hair flips. I'm telling you.
Did anybody pick up when she said Candy said she couldn't bring Todd,
Well-
and that Todd didn't want to hang out with the girls because they were drama?
Well, this is the thing. She said she didn't know if Todd could go because he only gets one day off of filming. And then in her private time with the camera, she was like, Todd thinks that they just messy.
Right.
And so my thing is, well, what makes you different from Kim? That you made up an excuse for Todd.
Exactly. And then
You will just say anything just to save Kim's.
She's
I love
messy.
Kim. I do love Kim, but she did annoy me this last episode.
But
because she could have just been real and like I don't want to be there. But as far as Candy, she's kind of being contradicting when she gets mad at Kim.
Well,
And the other thing about Candy is her faces. And if you guys are on iTunes, after you download, rate, subscribe, and comment, go to YouTube because
that
I
order.
can't with Candy's faces. She'd be like, she does the same faces all the time, like,
Or this one.
yeah. And she does like this big eye roll and like moves her head with it too. And she'd be like,
well, here's the thing. So when they were at the Daiquiri Factory, Cynthia and Candy, this is why I say, though I do like Candy, I like you, she comes off messy
Mhm.
because
she did.
she didn't have to sit here and say to Cynthia, excuse me, let me just say, Nene, she just
Since we talking.
since we
And you gotta
since
do
we
your head.
talking.
You gotta do. She does the
Yeah,
head
all
thing.
that. Since we talking, she is. What does she say? She has motives when she
Ulterior motives.
ulterior motives when she wants to be around people or something to that
Mhm.
effect. And I'm just like, first of all, and then she goes in a very passive aggressive way. And I know that that's your girl and y'all are tired or whatever. That is
I love how she does that. To
real
y'all type
messy.
whatever.
It's
She
just
is.
that's messy, and I feel like okay, so for Cynthia's your friend, right? Using air quotes, and so you're just gonna come and disrespect her in her relationship that she has with somebody
Right.
else,
Right.
and then say some shady mess like that. Like this is how mess gets
I
started.
don't
And this
feel
is
that's
why
dis-
Candy is always in the middle of
I
that.
do feel
That's
like
not
that.
disrespectful. Though.
That is.
I do.
Because Cynthia knows the relationship between her and Nene.
But why?
And so it's an open discussion. They're friends. That she's telling her, well, I feel this way.
No. Because in that conversation, they were talking about going to Anguilla. And then she was saying, bring your boo. Everybody else is bringing their boo. Then she comes and says this about Nene. She didn't need to do that.
Mm.
Well, she also
NLT.
said that she feels like Nene always has
Yeah.
Ulterior motives. We said that.
Okay, so then
Stop talking, Candy. And then on her blog, So I guess she was getting a lot of hate mail last night when the show aired from all of NeNe's fans. And then so she was like, I only said that, and I'm not trying to be messy, and I'm not jealous of NeNe. I'm very happy about her and her success, but to me, she does have ulterior motives. Example was last season when we had Marlo on there. And you know, Marlo was dating that NFL player who NeNe supposedly was dating. And they said that Candy said if you watch the scenes, NeNe at first didn't like Marlo. Then she ended up meeting with Marlo because she didn't want everybody to know that she did date Charles Grant. And I was like, no, because NeNe needed somebody else to film with. NeNe has her priorities together.
So that's an ulterior motive,
not.
though. She needed somebody to film with.
But
Okay,
they all do that.
Everyone has an alternative motive.
Alternative or ulterior?
Ulterior. What I want to get to is,
I mean, it works either way.
Candy and Phaedra, when they were shopping for picture frames,
That was so boring.
Who's shopping
just to
for
promote
like
Candy's
Bedroom Candy.
Here's a motive. How am I going to promote my Kegel balls? Let's go picture frame shopping. And I'm going to pull out Kegel balls.
What were they calling them? Kegel?
Kegel balls.
It's Kegel, right?
That's the
Kegel,
accent, I
Kegel,
don't know.
you know, the exercises
But my
that we
favorite
do.
thing is when Phaedra
I'm doing
goes,
them right now.
Miss Candy.
We're doing them
Are you
together.
really?
I'm doing my exercise. I just did 50.
Synchronized, by the way.
Candy, send me some balls.
My favorite one is when Phaedra said, Candy is so adventurous. Only she could run around balls in her for all day.
I love
Clutch the pearls
Phaedra.
after.
I love Phaedra.
I wanted to bring up this to you guys. Candy and Todd met on this show.
Yes, in Africa.
Since now they're dating, Todd probably has to move shows now, right? So he can't be on this show anymore working.
Well, she said he's on a new show.
Right. So because they're dating, it's because they're dating, right?
I don't know the rules around that.
I would
Kind of
thi-
like
I would
conflict of
interest.
interest.
Marissa, do you know it all?
Why would it be
Um,
conflict of interest?
I could see
because
that too.
Because
she
not-
said that he only did like the financial side of the show. That's what she said when she did her interview.
Oh, that's probably worse because he could fudge some numbers.
Whatever.
But
Eh.
I don't
either
care.
or,
I don't
let's
care
get to
enough.
this. Let's get to this final
Yeah,
dinner.
let's get to the
Phaedra
juice.
comes with, I had some flowers delivered. Here she goes again. Always gotta bring a gift when she knows she did something wrong. It's like almost like, here's some money. I'm gonna pay you
That's
off. Don't be
class-
mad at me
no.
anymore.
But that's very classy. I mean,
classy.
just think about last week when Cynthia. Cynthia showed up with the present. She didn't have to after Phaedra.
To me, that's different because it was the child's birthday, and it was
No.
like,
What makes it different?
No, class is class.
They both did something that could be perceived as wrong, so they brought a gift to make up for it. I didn't show up to your son's birthday party. Here's a gift for it. I said something wrong about you. Here's a gift for it.
Well, Cynthia wasn't saying it to be perceived as wrong. She was going in there like, here, bitch.
No, but
I'm classier than you. That's what she was doing.
it all comes down to it's just classy to do something that somebody
it's etiquette.
might right.
Etiquette.
It's etiquette.
I guess.
Jesse's
I
over
just
it.
thought that was doing too much, bringing a giant
Hey, we didn't want it to turn to black
thing
baby
at the
gay.
table. Well, that comment too, actually. So whatever. All the girls start showing up. Now here is where I gotta say, and I have to side with you. Candy is messy. Now Candy wants to sit there, and you could tell she was throwing shade at Kim when everyone was like, Phaedra said, "Can you tell Kim, invite Kim?" And she was like, I mean, like, yeah, almost like, why me? Like, why do I have to do it? Then the second one was, oh, did you talk to Kim today? Is Kim coming? She was like, I don't know. I didn't talk to her today. She was like, but I did call Kenya, and I invited Kenya. Who told you to do that?
Who told
Now,
you?
I get, you said
Messy.
NeNe invited Marlo last season, and who bugged out about that? Candy.
Exactly.
Now, this year, you want to invite Kenya when you know what happened. Everyone has spilled the tea on what happened with Miss Kenya.
Exactly. And the thing is,
And then not only that, but you've been friends with Kim.
Does Candy know
she don't even
the
know
ins and
Kenya
outs,
like that.
the details of what really happened? Did we see that during the season so far?
Wait,
What
of
are you referencing?
That she knows how Cynthia
Um,
and Kenya do not like
yeah,
each
they were
other.
at the thing when she said, now that the clown show is over.
They were at that event that
Well,
Cynthia thrown.
And then they
Then
went out
when
to
they
lunch.
Phaedra and Candy got together, and Phaedra's the one who brought it up. So I heard you did some work with Cynthia, and then Kenya proceeds to just like dog
Right.
Cynthia out. So Candy is very aware.
And that's where I thought it was messy because
How
it's like
messy.
I understand how you feel about Kim, but because this is how I also feel. At the end of the day, you are with these girls, whether you love them, hate them, whatever. These girls are your dysfunctional family. And Kenya's new to this. She may not be on next season, but you couldn't call Kim that morning and be like, "Hey, girl, you going today?"
Yeah.
But you acting like, no
Yeah.
one likes Kim, so I'm gonna hop on that train. But then you invite Kenya. I don't know. I just thought that was messy. I did.
Well, let's get
I
into the
have a
brunch.
hard time interpreting Candy in this situation with Kim because I thought her and Kim were friends, and then when I see everybody gang up on Kim right now, like you're not going, and then Candy kind of was riding the coattail. at
Candy
that
kind of
point. She was
like,
the
announced
ringleader, like the gang leader of that, and so it was kind of confusing because I'm like, that's your girl though.
No, but see, prior to them even starting to film, and even last season, we saw the relationship like turn
Right.
for a sour note. But the real tea about that is because Kim remember, she wanted Candy to do that new song for her, whatever it was, I don't remember. And so Candy started working on it, but Candy demanded her money
like
up
the
front.
ring doesn't mean a
yeah, the
thing.
ring doesn't mean a thing. Candy started demanding her money up front because she didn't want to get burned like she did last time for Tardy for the Party. Kim was like, no, and all this drama happened. So Kim just pulled it because she had the right to, cease production on it
But
and
I
all
don't
this stuff.
think
So
that-
but I'm saying that this is where their divide really started to form.
And then the house thing and
And then
making the
yeah.
comments. And I mean, I
But
see
still,
that. I see
Candy's
it.
still inviting Kim to come film, like come to my house and let's
Well,
film.
because she has to.
But she
Candy
could have
has
invited
to.
any of the girls.
Well, look, can we get into the brunch? Because it is killing me.
So Kenya comes and says hi, except Cynthia, and Cynthia is just cold. Like,
She gets her trees, honey. All the shade.
Kenya asks Cynthia out loud, "So am I invited?" And Cynthia boldly said nothing. Well, I'll invite myself.
Yeah.
That was
abrasive.
That was crazy.
and
She's
And
crazy.
awkward.
obviously Kim shows up and Kim starts the excuse train talking about yeah, I mean, I'm going to talk to my doctor first. That's
no,
where it started.
at first she's like, yeah, Croy and I are on board.
Yes, they were gonna go.
Right. And then everybody confirms that they're on board. And then she goes, oh, well, my doctor, because I'm like 50 days pregnant. I don't know.
She was like, now it's absolutely not possible now.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, 3 minutes ago you said it was
Yeah.
possible. Like,
Now, I
did you
want to
call
go
your doctor
back.
in those 3 minutes?
I want to go
Right.
back and find and see how many times she has changed how far along she is. Cuz they were talking about all of a sudden now
She
she's
couldn't
8 months,
get
like
her
she's
shit
pregnant
together.
next month. Like having the baby
Now
next
she's
month.
8 months. And then Nene was like, well, last week you was four
Right.
months pregnant. Like,
Right.
I don't know. But it just pissed everybody off. And it would have upset me as well. Like,
I would have been upset over it.
yeah, because they all.
And I like him, and I still would have been upset.
they,
And then we found out she goes on a trip. She's going on a trip the same week.
the same week.
For
That's-
for
For
3
4
days. 4?
Yeah.
That was the
Oh, I thought it
icing
was
on the
three.
cake right there.
For a couple days, and it's, you know what I mean, it's probably within,
Yeah.
she said if it was in the States,
In the United States.
I could
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Which
though.
I kind of can see that.
No,
She
you
went
can't
on
see that. And I'll tell you
regardless.
why you can't see that. It's because, first of all, she should have notified them that she's not going to be able to make it. Second of
I
all,
agree with that.
Second of all, you already knew you couldn't make it, and you already have another trip planned, knowing these are the dates that we told you months before. You could have told us months before, I'm sorry, me and Corey already have this romantic thing coming up. I'm not going to be able to make it. So basically, you got caught in a lie.
Yeah.
Because there's no no adult would ever do that. No adult with the right mind would ever do that.
Well, Kim does.
And everyone was pissed. Kenya
Her-
said, I mean, I'm giving up a Macy's gig,
no,
which
Cynthia was giving up the Macy's.
that was
gig.
Cynthia.
Candy was giving up the Ass Cap Award.
Ass cat awards.
I
Ass
want to. I
cap.
mean, were they
That's a
doing
big
like,
deal, though. as far as
And-
What is
music
she?
goes.
She's not getting it as Cap
No,
Award.
she was just going.
All right.
What?
It's still a big deal.
Okay. Well, everybody was giving up something.
Yeah. So everyone was pissed, and then
What was
NeNe
NeNe giving up?
The new normal.
No, she wasn't giving up the new normal, but she's probably giving up like pressure, something. I'm sure NeNe had the
Filming.
most to give up.
Time with Greg.
So NeNe opens her mouth and says, "Kim, now I'm just gonna
Do not lie on me.
do not lie." I did write that
She
down.
did have to get herself together.
Especially when Kim says, "I did not confirm those dates." NeNe went off.
NeNe went
Now let's get into the conversation we had right before it started. You felt NeNe gave her an excuse to get up from the table?
Yeah, I felt that gave Kim an excuse to leave because it was her. You know, of course, I don't think NeNe would be violent against anybody pregnant or even
So we
Kim.
hope.
But I think that was just Kim's excuse, like, oh, she's already going irate. I'm leaving and getting up. It just gave her an excuse to leave,
No, I don't think
as
so.
we can see right here.
I think that Kim would have gotten up and left at any given time if they had a harmonious brunch, and even if they didn't, because she came in there with the intention of telling them, like, I'm not going.
Now, here's the other thing I wonder, because she did have that intention, but she also had an excuse, and I mean, to me, it is a valid excuse, because I do have friends that do this. I hate when someone's like, oh, let's hang out. All right, so we'll meet at 5 o'clock. Okay, we know it's going to be 5 o'clock. I get there at 5 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be 20 minutes late, 30 minutes, 40 minutes
I'm not
late.
coming.
Right. Or then you come, and it's like an hour into it, and you're like, okay, well, I can only stay for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
your
don't get
party's
mad
over.
at me for that, because
Yeah.
Right.
with the NeNe thing, fair enough, Kim was there. She said NeNe said 45 minutes, but Kim was there when everyone,
were
all the
2
other
hours
girls
late.
showed up.
Yeah.
You showed up late. Don't get mad at me. I do have kids at home. Now with the candy thing, I would like to know if that is true. Like, if you said we're gonna do our nails and I'm sitting there getting them done, and you show up at 45 minutes late and my nails are almost done, like,
I'm
But the
gone.
thing is, with these two, like, they're probably equally notorious for being late all the time.
Right.
So, like, whatever. Kim just should have been, like NeNe said, she said, see, a real bitch would have came in here and said, I'm not going.
Right.
um,
That's what.
That's what she said,
a real person
and I
would've said
agree. But Kim is, in my opinion, it just seemed like she's too cowardly to say that. I mean, her dad did say she's a pathological liar, and that's her dad,
I do see that.
the guy who
actually.
gave her that
Well, let's-
X chromosome.
Let's
I got
talk
some news
about
for
what did
that
you guys think as far as seeing all the girls together. It was sad for me to see like Kim sitting there next to NeNe and.
Well, I felt Kenya was being real fake to Kim. Your hair is so pretty. Oh my
Right.
god! And I was like,
Yes. But
Kenya,
I don't think
you're
so.
the new girl, but like, why?
I
do
think
you
Kenya
don't have
wants to be involved with Kim
But
because
why are
maybe
you
she
only
could find me a
complimenting
football.
Kim? Like, why?
I'm on Mykee's side, and when Kim walked in, everyone was giving her praise. It's like, oh, pregnancy looks good on you. That dress is so cute. Girl, bye. Sit
Yeah,
down.
Bye. Right.
Sit down.
Yeah.
You need
No.
to have every seat in the building.
Yeah, take several. As
Wait a minute.
Kmart would
No,
say.
wait. You said it's okay for Phaedra to come bring flowers.
Because she
But-
was apologizing.
She's apologizing.
Okay.
It's a
But-
gesture.
That's class, right? So wouldn't you think when someone comes and joins the table?
But why
No.
only Kim?
They
What do you
didn't do
mean?
it. They didn't do
Phaedra
it.
said it for everybody except even
Oh,
Kenya.
Phaedra, but we're talking about Kenya.
They don't see this girl. They don't see Kim, so they haven't seen her. Now she's pregnant. Why
No.
not? And you know she's the friend that you're like, okay, we got
And another thing I had an
her
issue
up.
with, I didn't know if any of you guys had an issue with, is when Kenya asked, well, am I invited? Well, the person who actually invited you, Candy, should have spoke up and said, well, no,
She
I
should
invited you, so yes, you are invited. Why was Candy so silent
Because
during
Candy
that
was
moment?
Candy's
Pound
messy.
messy.
Pound. Okay, and that's the only point I see messy. That was pretty messy. Candy should have spoken up.
Well,
that
anyways.
was beyond.
I
messy.
just wish that Kenya wasn't at the brunch because I felt like in that setting it should have just been the. Well, NeNe's the real only OG on the show.
She's the
huh?
OG.
She's the
Kim.
only original.
Kim and-
oh,
Kim-
yeah, Kim and NeNe.
NeNe.
But Kenya shouldn't have been there in that mix because it was kind of awkward. You see her like eating her little food like, and nobody else is. It was just a mess. So
I think
whatever.
that's probably why she clung to Kim, because she saw that she was probably the weaker link right now, and she was.
Nah, I don't think so. Kenya was just being crazy.
Do you guys think if NeNe was to ever go to Kim's house, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone's trying to make them be friends in public in front of the other girls, and I just feel like it's stuff that, like, no cameras. Like, if NeNe was to just grab the balls up, because we know Kim ain't gonna do it, and went to Kim and sat her down like, look, I don't want beef with you. Because it was really sad to see them sit next to each other. I really was like.
They didn't even make eye contact.
You know when you have that friend that you haven't talked to in so long, it's like, I really have nothing against you, but my pride's still there, so
Yes.
I don't know how to act. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's why Kim left, honestly. And yeah, she got caught in a lie, but
One of them is looking for the other to fold, to finally give it and say, I'm sorry, I love you, I miss you, I want this to work.
No.
But nope, at this point, I don't think any of them are willing to do that because they're like, we're at different points of our lives and blah, 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 blah. I mean...
well, what did you read as far as Kim this week and her being on the show?
What do you mean by what did I read?
I thought you had something on Kim.
Well, Kim
Oh,
was,
as far as news?
yeah, what you got?
Oh, Marissa, can we get some...
AfterBuzz TV News.
As far as Kenya, she was on Wendy Williams, she had not too much. It wasn't that interesting. Did you guys watch it?
I saw it.
She said some interesting quotes though. It was some twerk for a living, some work for a living. She was referring to Porsha.
No comment.
Uh,
Next.
No comment. And she says Apollo hit on her.
No
Wasn't really her
comment.
that initiated the.
Well, we'll have to
flirting.
wait for next week, but I feel in tonight's episode.
And then so Wendy kind of light read her on the adult acting situation, and then she also confirmed that her hair is real, so her hair is all her. It's kind of boring, wasn't?
It was
I can't
whack.
even believe we wasted that. But what was
Right.
the Kim news?
Basically,
I don't
there's a couple things with
care
Kim.
about Kenya.
Kim's her wedding planner alleges that she owes $1 million to her.
I believe that.
200,000 to be exact, honey.
Oh.
200,000.
Yeah.
They said it was a mil.
Oh well, I'll take a meal too.
A milli. And then also Kim put a gag order on her parents. So she had her kids, both the daughters,
Yes.
write letters explaining why they don't want visitation rights to their grandparents.
Yes.
And actually there was something that came up that her mother was kicked out of her wedding
Yes.
because she used the inside bathroom and not a porta potty.
Yeah, that was on Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding.
Was it on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then your news about Kim, you can go on TamaraTattles.com because she has the whole situation
Mhm.
for you, like the court orders and what the kids said and all that stuff.
kinda sad.
TamaraTattles.com. Yeah.
Kind of sad.
Woo!
And
All
then,
right.
Yeah, Kim was on Watch What Happens live last night with Andy Cohen on Bravo, and she basically said in a nutshell that she is not friends with any of the housewives, not even Candy. She was like, it was just too much.
I can see that.
So, hey, oh well.
All
Did
right,
we
so
miss
let's
her?
head
No.
into predictions.
Predictions.
I'm so excited for next week.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
We get Angry Croy hitting cameras that look like a TMZ moment. And then we get the Anguilla trip. Porsha's invited.
Yay, Pete.
And Kenya's grabbing up on Apollo.
Yeah,
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
I am.
Pound turned up.
Well, I do know that this is probably where Kenya and Porsha get into it again, and NeNe has to intervene and get in between them.
I feel this trip is going to be the moment where NeNe makes her stance on Kenya. And I feel like it's going to go in a negative way.
It's not gonna be for
But if
Kenya.
it goes in a positive way, that would actually be really interesting. Like if she takes to Kenya the way she took to Marlo,
you know
then
what it might.
Cynthia will start getting. It'll be like the littles versus the two bigs.
You know what it might though, because Kenya said that her and NeNe are still cool on Wendy Williams. That they're okay. That they're not beefing.
Interesting. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us on AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're making any holiday purchases, go to AfterBuzzTV.com, click on the Amazon button, and order everything online. It helps us at home. And download, rate, subscribe to us on iTunes. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
At Just Saying 08.
Mykee 3000 watts.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.